What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Real Frame Reviews. I'm Scott, and today we're reviewing Breaking In, a new film by James McTeigue, the guy who did V for Vendetta, Ninja Assassin, and there's one other steaming pile of crap he did, and I can't remember what it is. This movie stars Gabrielle Union as a mother of two who's going back to her father's lake house or dream house or side house that actually is bigger than all of our houses combined. And she's going to put it on the market and get rid of it. But what she doesn't know is that her dad has a secret safe inside that house, and four bad guys, have found it. Hey, stop. Speaking of breaking in, my cat is breaking into this box over here. Yo, cut it out. There. Anyways, Gabrielle Union is also a producer on this film, which I don't know really why I mentioned that, other than the fact that this movie kind of bites. I like Gabrielle Union. I liked her in Bring It On, and I don't remember her in much else other than that. Dude, are you serious? Quit messing around in there. Anyways, you got a bad guy led by, what's this guy's name? Billy Burke, who's doing his best Horatio Kane, which is a character from CSI Miami played by David Caruso. And if you don't know who this is, he just basically talks like he just doesn't really care. And he finishes sentences and he's looking away off camera. This guy does the exact same thing. And it's like, dude, this movie has so many different elements going on in it, and they never come back to sort of tie up loose ends. They tell you at one point that these robbers, they only have 90 minutes to get this whole operation back online. Like, they got to turn the security systems back on, or else the police will be notified. Okay, they don't mention that often. They mention it a couple times, and then it's never mentioned again. Then you hear of, I don't know how they got into this garage, but the garage is left this far open, where Gabrielle Union goes in, and lo and behold, there was a power saw used at one time, which nobody heard, and cut the wires. Now, why would you cut wires with a fucking power saw? Why wouldn't you just clip them with snippers and then be nice and quiet instead of using it? And then on top of that, the guy doesn't put it away. So then that way, when she comes, now she knows someone's inside the house. It's got like this panic room thing in there, and they don't really mention the panic room except for the beginning, where every time Gabrielle Union walks down a hallway, when they first get into this father's mansion, side home, it's not even his real home, it's a side home where she grew up. So every time she walks down a hallway, it's like, who's there? Well, who do you think's there? It's your two kids that you brought with you. I mean, to think that there's a robber in the house at that moment in time is absolutely ridiculous. So she finds this panic room, and the kid just becomes this brainiac. He's got systems in this and this and this. Like the girl from Jurassic Park, the hacker. She just goes and knows everything. This kid just all of a sudden knows everything. That's the last we hear from him. All right? You don't really hear this kid say anything else the entire movie. The knowledge doesn't come back to help him. It doesn't do anything. Just like everything else in this movie doesn't do anything. This movie is a waste of time. You shouldn't go see it. Okay, so it's not a complete waste of time, because there are some okay things that happen. Like, Gabrielle Union does some, what it looks like to be some pretty sweet stunts. I don't even know if it's her doing the stunts, but the stunts looked cool nonetheless. There are also some things in there that I guess are kind of cool, but it's just all the jostling around of, I have this, so you have no power. I have this, now you have no power. You have no power, but I have this. Oh, big switcheroo. Nobody really cares, right? There's a whole bunch of other stuff that I wrote down. There's a car alarm that the bad guys set on their vehicle, which is parked way in these woods on this ravine. So these woods are supposed to be like however many acres deep, but yet there's a road that goes through the back. This is where the bad guys parked, and then they put their car alarm on. That's real smart. I said about the countdown to get the wires back up, so they cut the wires, and then they get 90 minutes from that time, and they don't even know where the safe is, but yet I don't get it, man. I really don't get it. And then at the end, spoiler alert, well, I think you all know how this is going to end up, but At the end, they decide to put cop alarms in the back, like the cops are coming after all these events just unfolded, and now the cops are coming to save the day. Is that the end of the 90 minutes, or did someone call the cops? Like, what's the point of calling the cops or hearing the cop cars coming conveniently at the end of the movie? Like, come on, man. Like, what are you guys thinking? This movie, I don't even know how it got a release, aside from the fact that it's a mom that beats the hell out of these dudes because they snatch their kids or hold her kids hostage, and it's Mother's Day. That's the reason why it is the way it is. I really crapped on this movie. I don't say go see it, but there were times where I would tune out, but I'd get back into it at some points. I like Gabrielle Union. Like I said, I liked her in Bring It On. I thought she was good. I really haven't seen her much outside of that. There might be a few things, but I just can't remember off the top of my head. David Caruso. Oh, I'm sorry. Billy Burke does a really great job in this, being Horatio Kane, if you're familiar with CSI Miami. But other than that, there's like a kid there's a kid thief, not really kid, but a younger kid who has sympathy for the family, who's got like these ice tips. He's got white hair with these like tips going on. It's like callback to the 90s. That's pretty sweet. And then they have this this really stereotypical this Mexican gangbanger who's all tatted up, and he's got like the really thin black mustache, and he just talks, he talks like this, I don't care what I'm gonna do to the kids, I'm gonna kill them, just like I'm gonna kill their mom. It's like, oh boy. Okay, and none of this is taken lightly. It's all taken so seriously. And it's like, dude, you know what's going to happen when all of a sudden the editing just starts to flash at every bad guy that was killed, and they don't show one of the dudes that you think is killed. So it's like, oh, so you're telling me he's not dead? Like, okay. Anyways, I'm spoiling too much. I'm so sorry. Hey, like, subscribe, comment if you feel like it. If you don't, I'm going to hold it against you. Goodbye.